So I saw this as, the perfect opportunity to film another transfer talk video, and some subscribers did leave some comments for me to do one, so thank you to those of you that did that. You know who you are. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but thanks nonetheless for the idea. But this transfer talk video is going to work a little bit differently, because not a lot of business happens in January in comparison to the main transfer window in the summer. And most of the deals and transfers occur towards the end of the window in January. So this video is going to be purely a rumours video, a rumours ramble, if you will, where basically what I'm going to do is I've loaded up BBC Sport gossip and also a website called Football Whispers, which I'll talk about a bit later, and basically I'm just going to scroll through some transfer rumours and just give my views on them, talk a bit about the teams, talk a bit about what I think clubs should be doing. I haven't got any notes at all. This is going to be purely improvised, so if it's a bit slow and a bit pausy, or a bit, if it doesn't have a good flow to it, then I'll just apologise. But in my head, I think it could make quite a good video. So yeah, we're just going to go through some rumours, and I won't waste any more time. Let's just get straight into it. So I'm on the BBC Sport Football website now, and I'm literally just going to scroll through what the rumours are for today. It was updated 30 minutes ago. Okay. So first it says Bournemouth are considering a loan move for out-of-favour Chelsea captain John Terry, age 36. According to the Daily Telegraph, that is. I honestly can't really see that happening, if I'm honest. I think John Terry is, Chelsea through and through, and I can't see him going out on loan. He doesn't strike me as the kind of player to go on loan regardless of, how much game time he's playing for Chelsea. It's a bit like saying Steven Gerrard going out on loan. I think those kind of players don't go out on loan. I think if Terry is to finish his career at a club elsewhere, it'll be like Gerrard or Lampard did and move to America or something, but this doesn't strike me as a transfer that will happen. But you never know. Terry might be desperate for game time, but I can't see that happening. Crystal Palace manager Sam Allardyce is considering selling striker Christian Benteke, 26. Allardyce is reluctant to part with the club record £30 million summer signing, but wants to raise funds to strengthen his squad. Right. I'm not too sure about that. I don't think Allardyce should be sold. Allardyce should sell Benteke, if I'm honest. On his day, Benteke is no doubt a top quality striker, but with 30 million, are Crystal Palace gonna get a better striker, to fit their team? And if in my view, I don't think Palace even have that bad a squad. To be fair, Zaha, Punchin, Benteke, they're all decent Premier League players, and I don't think that it's their attack which needs changing or improving. I think it's their defence. Tompkins and Dan, they're decent, but I that's nowhere near good enough, whereas at least Benteke does bring some quality. I really think they have suffered with the loss of Balassi. I think if they managed to keep him, they'd be doing better this season. But yeah, I don't think Allardyce should sell Benteke. Chelsea boss Antonio Conte wants versatile West Ham player Mikel Antonio, as well as Swansea striker Fernando Llorente. Now I saw about the Llorente thing a few days ago, how Swansea signed Michy Batshuayi's brother, who's like 19 years old, so they're going to let Llorente leave or something like that. I know Conte wanted Llorente when Conte managed, I think it was Juventus. I don't really see why they'd want Llorente when they've got Costa and Batshuayi and, you know, young Dominic Solanke coming through. But who knows, I'm not going to question his judgment because Chelsea are sitting top of the league at the minute. As for Antonio, I think that'd be a great buy, to be fair. I think he'd fit their system pretty well because he either plays right back or right mid, doesn't he? And Chelsea sort of play the 3 at the back / 5 at the back when they haven't got the ball. You know, at the minute they've got Moses playing as a wing back. I'd feel a bit sorry for Moses, if I'm honest, if Antonio was brought in, because I think Moses has been pretty good this season. He's really stepped up, like Conte's rejuvenated him. But, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Antonio leave if an offer does come in, because West Ham are doing pretty bad at the minute, but we'll see. But the Llorente thing confuses me. The Antonio thing makes sense, I guess. And it says here the Blues also want Fenerbahce defender Simon Kajar, age 27. I'm guessing that's for cover, because their defence has been phenomenal so far this season, so could it really be improved? I know in my If I Was, when I was the England manager, I left Gary Cahill out of the squad, and I maybe made a mistake on that one because he seems to be doing very, very well as part of that Chelsea solid unit this season. So, you know, it won't be the end of the world if Southgate picked him. Now, it says Arsenal will become increasingly concerned. Midfielder Mesut Ozil and forward Alexis Sanchez will not sign new deals and will leave in the summer. I could see one leaving. I couldn't see both leaving, if I'm honest. I think Arsenal need Ozil and Sanchez because they're really their main world-class players that, you know, each team really needs, I think. I think losing Ozil will be a bigger loss to Arsenal, but I think rumours like this always circulate around big players, because, you know, it's easy to say, oh, they're not happy, they were happier at their other big club. Like, it's easy to make comparisons. So I don't really think that, well, I'm not saying they won't sign new deals, but it's likely they will, you know, and it's just easier to kick up, you know, a fuss about the big players. Now it says here, Liverpool defender Mamadou Sakho favours a move to Southampton to link up with fellow Frenchman Claude Paul. The 26-year-old also interests Swansea City. Couldn't really see him moving to Swansea. I could see him moving to Southampton though. I don't see him getting in the Liverpool team. And, you know, there's been a lot of rumour with Virgil van Dijk leaving Southampton. I've seen Chelsea are interested in him. I've seen City were looking at him as well. And I think Fonte might have handed in a transfer request, but I'm not too sure. So, you know, they might need some new defenders, but they'll really miss Fonte and Van Dijk if they leave. But yeah, Sakho, yeah, he'll probably leave Southampton. Decent move. It would make a nice change seeing a Liverpool player going to Southampton rather than the same impact, and 15 million. Still a lot of money. I know it's not that much in, today's footballing world, but it's still a fair chunk for a championship striker. But, if you wanted 15 million, realistically, would you accept 12.5 million? Surely you would. Surely that's just being a bit picky, but anyway, moving on. Leicester City winger Jeffrey Schlupp will be allowed to leave for £12 million. Crystal Palace, West Brom, Aston Villa all want the 24-year-old. He'd be a really good fit for Crystal Palace. Like I said, they need to strengthen their defence. Schlupp is a good left back / left wing back. He pays him, he's decent. He played quite a lot of Premier League games, not really this season, but the sort of last season as a sub, and definitely the season before. But yeah, I think he'd fit into the Palace team, West Brom team as well, to be fair. He'd probably get in. Wouldn't see him move into a championship club, although he'd definitely get game time at Villa, but who knows. But yeah, £12 million in today's market is probably about right, but I think that's ridiculous. I'd value him at like 4 or 5, but there you go. PSG will allow forward Jose Rodriguez, 23, and defensive midfielder Krochowiak, I think it's Krykowiak, how you actually say his name, but I'm not too sure, to leave. The duo are valued at 55 million, and news of their availability has alerted Arsenal, Liverpool, City and West Ham. I'm pretty sure Jose Rodriguez only just joined PSG, but I don't think he's had the desired effect, really. And Krykowiak, I'm pretty sure joined this season as well from Sevilla. I think I'm right there. I haven't actually seen much of Jose Rodriguez play. He's only 23 years old, so he's young. Probably why he's attracting, interest. But I do know Krykowiak is a really good player. At the Euros, he was very, very solid. He just looks like a proper holding midfield player. I love how it says it as alerted Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City and West Ham. Like, West Ham are in the same, bracket as the prior three. If West Ham were going up against those three clubs, I really doubt the duo would pick moving there over Arsenal, Liverpool, City. Where would he fit best? I could see him fitting in at Arsenal nicely. Krykowiak, that is. Jose Rodriguez, maybe, but I feel like he's a similar player to Lucas Perez, who's been playing pretty well for Arsenal when he's played. So I don't really know. Jose Rodriguez could be a good fit for City, actually, and Krykowiak could be, as Gundogan is injured and Fernandinho is an absolute liability. So that could be a decent move, but we'll see. Fiorentina are keen to sign West Ham striker Simone Zaza, 25, as a potential replacement for Nikola Kalinic, who is close to a £42 million move to Chinese Super League side Tianjin Guangjian. Just the whole Chinese thing, it just annoys me. 42 million for Kalinic. Yeah, Benteke is valued at 30 million. I don't understand. The money's ridiculous. I mean, what did Oscar go for? 53 million. The Oscar thing really annoyed me. No, I'm not a big fan of Chelsea, but Oscar, he's in his mid-20s, meant to be developing as a player. He could still get into good footballing teams like Juventus, could move to Napoli in the Serie A. He could get into most La Liga sides, yet he moves to China simply for the money. Now I understand Carlos Tevez going because he had his last proper season with Boca Juniors, and then thought, I'm going to make a bit of extra money, move to China, hey ho. But Oscar, he's in his prime of his career. You don't want to go there and finish your career there, make a bit of extra money if you have to. But he's literally just done that move for the money, and I think that's completely wrong. Anyway, Kalinic, Zaza, like I said, hasn't been brilliant for West Ham, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go. Lyon have opened talks with Manchester United over winger Memphis Depay, with the move orchestrated by the club's hierarchy rather than manager Bruno Genesio. If I was a manager and the board went by my back and signed a player I didn't want, I'd be fuming. Having said that, I think Depay in the right team is he can be a class player. I was going to say world class, but he's not. I don't think he's world class. He is only 22. He was brilliant for PSV, brilliant for Holland at the World Cup. But he really hasn't lived up to his potential at Man United, which I think is a shame because I was excited when he made the move to see him play in the Premier League. But yeah, he really hasn't lived up to his expectations. Lyon are in for him, as it says here. I also saw Nice could be interested, but who knows? But yeah, I think he needs a move because I don't think United is a good fit for him, and I don't see him getting in Mourinho's team, especially past the likes of Rashford, Martial, etc. Liverpool monitoring by Leverkusen winger Julian Brandt, with manager Jurgen Klopp considering a summer move for the 20-year-old Germany international. Don't know too much about him. I'm guessing he's a hard-working, probably quite fast winger. Liverpool, don't know why they're looking at. Hang on, it says here Klopp has been given $40 million to invest in his squad in January, with Arsenal winger Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Inter Milan forward Gabriel Barbosa potential targets. I have no idea why they're targeting attacking players. Okay, Oxlade-Chamberlain, yeah, would probably be a good buy, but their problem's the defence. They need a good goalkeeper. Karius and Mignolet have been appalling so far this season, although Mignolet's looked better since coming back into the side to replace Karius, who had previously replaced Mignolet. I was mad. But yeah, they need some centre backs. They need a left back. Milner isn't a left back. He's doing all right at the minute, but doing all right isn't going to win you the league, is it? Realistically, they need a left back. They should have bought Hector from FC Cologne in the summer. Right back Klein, fine. Centre back Clavan doesn't look brilliant. Lovren has got better, so they need at least one other centre back, I think. Maybe go for someone like Superditch from Dortmund. Klopp could make a move for his ex co-player, but I don't know why they're targeting attacking players, because their midfield and their strike force is pretty good. Maybe could bring in another striker who is on par with Sturridge and better than Origi. I'd love to see Klopp bring in Marco Reus, if I'm honest. Reus, favourite player. I'd love to see him in the Premier League, even if it's against Spurs. No, I'm not going to go through all of these because I don't know a lot of the players. To be honest, these are just about foreign clubs now. Liverpool midfielder Lucas Leiva has admitted his situation at the club is not great, increasing speculation he may leave in January. Good. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd hate Lucas. I hate Lucas anyway, and I don't even support Liverpool. I think he's an atrocious football player, if I'm honest. Even worse at centre back. I just don't think he offers anything. There are so many other players that can do the exact same job that he does, and better, and attack better. It says here, the Gunners, meanwhile, are keen to sign 23-year-old Schalke defender Sead Kolasinac. Now, I know that he's a left back, and I think he plays for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, I'm gonna have a new, if I was out some point within the next 7 days, and it's not an Arsenal one, it's another I saw a comment to do all the Premier League clubs in alphabetical order for if I was. Now this would take too long, so what I think I'm going to do is do like the top 10 teams in the Premier League, or maybe like the top 6 or so, so like Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, United, Spurs, maybe Everton, Southampton, I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I won't do all of them. But what I was going to say was, what I would say in the Arsenal if I was, is that they need a left back. I don't think Monreal and Gibbs are good enough. Monreal, albeit, has got better as seasons have gone on, but they need a more solid left back, if I'm honest, and maybe this guy could fill that role, but I don't know enough about him to comment. Now, the timer on my audio recording's being weird, so I have no idea how long the video has been so far. I feel like it's been pretty long, but I'm going to carry on anyway, because I'm going to try and make longer videos this year, hopefully. Anyway, I now move on to a website / app called Football Whispers. Now, my YouTube name is Whispers Football, and I'm going to say now, we are in no way in affiliation with each other. Simply, I think I made my channel like weeks before Football Whispers started to become like a popular thing, and like a site used and cited by Sky Sports and stuff, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, we're not, affiliated in any way, and I hope they don't copyright strike me or anything, but I don't think I've done anything wrong, if I'm honest. But anyway, it's a great website, and basically they list different transfers, they have articles and stuff, and basically on the list of transfers they score them out of 5 on how likely it is to happen based on like reports and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go straight into a few, just read through a few, won't talk too much about them because I think the video's gone on for quite long anyway. But yeah, we're just going to have a little look. So number 1 is Jerome Roussillon to Crystal Palace, 4.7 out of 5 likelihood. I think he's a left back, so again, like I said, that would be decent. If they don't get Schlupp, go for him, but don't know much about him. Then we've got Llorente to Chelsea. Just think that's really, really weird, if I'm honest. Bear with me, I'm just going to have a drink of water a second. Sorry about that. Mouth gets very dry with these rambly videos. Anyway, let's move on. Morgan Schneiderlin to Everton, 4.4 out of 5. I think this might be a bit dated because I think I saw earlier that Everton had actually agreed a fee. I'd say that's a really good buy, but I'm not going to say anything about the actual purchase because obviously I will do a proper transfer talk video and we'll talk about all the done deals and stuff. Then we've got Andrea Belotti to Arsenal. I think I read that Arsenal offered 56 million reportedly for him. Don't know anything about him. He's a striker, but yeah, I don't know. 56 million seems like a lot of money for a relatively unknown player. You could probably get someone better for that. Anyway, what do I know? I'm not Arsene Wenger. Wilfred Bonny to Besiktas. I don't think Bonny ever should have left Swansea, if I'm honest. I think he fitted the system really well. He benefited from the good passing sides Swansea once were, not anymore. Moved to City, was like the second or third choice striker. I know he's at Stoke, isn't he? I think it's on loan. Just don't think he should have left, but Besiktas, yeah, he strikes me as the player to move abroad to someone like that. Kinsey Promise to Liverpool, 3.9 out of 5. crazy, good attacking player. But like I said, I don't think Liverpool need to be focusing on buying attacking players in January. Maybe strengthen the attack in the summer, but right now I think they need to address more urgent issues, and that's their defence. So now, 11th in this little table is Antoine Griezmann to United, 3.2 out of 5. No way will we go, surely not. And you can't play Griezmann and Ibrahimovic up top unless you play Griezmann behind Ibra, with Pogba in deep with Carrick, Mkhitaryan on the right, and Mata on the left. I'll tell you what, I dread to think if Griezmann joins United in January or the summer, the kind of team United will be next season. But I really can't see him joining United. But who knows? They're a big club. No, it just says goodbye to Nice, like I said earlier, and it could happen. Nicolas Gaitan to Tottenham Hotspur. I read about this. I think that'll be a really good buy. He was very, very good for Benfica over the last, he's been there ages. And then he moved to Atletico, and he's struggled to get into their side. But I think, from what I've heard and seen, he's a very good attacking player, brilliant dribbler, pretty quick, not the fastest, but yeah, pretty quick. I think he'd be a decent buy. Better than Lamella, maybe, but I still think Lamella's yet to live up to meet his potential. Patrice Evra to Man United, oh come off it, you don't want him back surely. Tom Cleverley to Aston Villa, maybe. Adam Lallana to Tottenham Hotspur, no way. Ivan Rakitic to Man City, that would be a good buy. I love Ivan Rakitic, I love watching him play, just the way he moves I think is amazing, like his movement on the ball, off it, his passing, I think he's a brilliant player. Not sure he'll go to City though. I'm pretty sure Rakitic's agent came out and said that Rakitic is happy at Barcelona, so, but who knows. Saido Berahino to Stoke, what a shock, Berahino getting linked with another move again. Every transfer window is just boring, but I don't think he's even played a game this season yet, so he's not getting in past Rondon, who is, I think, is quality. Anything else? I'm just scrolling through. I only really want to do the Premier League ones. Yeah, look, there's Jeffrey Schlupp to West Brom, Arturo Vidal to Chelsea. Now this is only 2.3 out of 5, so it's very unlikely. That would be a brilliant buy. Vidal's a class player, but would you leave Bayern Munich? I'm not too sure. And I think that is it. Yeah, there's only top 50. So I have no idea how good or professional or high quality this video has been. You'll have to let me know down below in the comments. And even if it hasn't been professional, has it still been relaxing, entertaining, informative? Let me know with a comment and a like down below. Now if you do disagree with anything I've said, and it's probably true because I am wrong about a fair amount of things, it's just my opinion, let me know again in the comments down below. Don't just dislike for the sake of it. It's good to have some discussion in the comments. I welcome it. But yeah, even if you want to slag me off and say I'm completely wrong about something, do it, why not? Won't be offended, I promise. Like I said, should have another If I Was video out within the next week or so. And then in a few weeks time I'll have a proper transfer talk video, and hopefully I'll be able to do some other video bits in between. As I said in my previous video, or might have been the video before, I do have some big plans for new videos and stuff. I can do with some new tech that I got for Christmas, but won't give away too much on that, and it might take me a bit of time to figure it all out, so bear with me on that. But subscribe